And so guys, the big topic of the day is Victor Osimhen. Again, the Nigerian striker who is around in the market in the recent months. We heard many things about Victor Osimhen, but what's going on right now? Let's go into the story. Let's dive deep into it and explain what's the situation. First of all, let me say that yesterday, if you're following me here on the channel, you can find the video. If you're following me on my social media platforms, you can find the post from yesterday. I told you in an update, first line, Victor Osimhen still wants to leave Napoli, and Napoli still want to bring in Romelu Lukaku. So Napoli and Osimhen agree on the decision to part ways this summer. This is the intention. And with the deal with Paris Saint-Germain currently in standby, is now almost 10 days of standby between PSG and Napoli, not between PSG and Osimhen, because the player said yes to Paris Saint-Germain already 20 days ago, so Osimhen would be keen on the move to Paris Saint-Germain. But between PSG and Napoli, everything is completely in standby and not advancing as of today. What I added is Napoli could be open to adding Victor Osimhen to the negotiations with Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku. This was the post from yesterday. Why I tweeted that? Because according to my information, Chelsea and Napoli discussed about possibilities regarding Victor Osimhen and regarding Romelu Lukaku. So this is what happened in the recent days. Yesterday I did this tweet, and I can confirm that. I can confirm that Victor Osimhen wants to leave. I can confirm that Napoli want to find a solution for Osimhen. I can confirm that Napoli want to sign and want strongly to sign Romelu Lukaku, agreement with the player done, 3-year contract. I can confirm that between Napoli and PSG, everything is in complete standby as of today for Victor Osimhen after PSG refused to accept the conditions decided by Napoli. I can also confirm that Napoli and Chelsea have been talking in the last 48 hours. An exclusive story from yesterday. Then today we had several reports, and the agent of the player, the agent of Victor Osimhen, in a public statement. I saw many reports on social media, but he was not giving me an exclusive interview. He spoke on his social media accounts. He's an Italian agent. He's called Roberto Calenda. And in that statement, he announced that Victor Osimhen is not considering a move on loan. He didn't deny the story about Chelsea, because it's the reality. The interest from Chelsea is something that we mentioned yesterday on all the platforms, even here on the channel. But he denied the possibility of a loan move for Victor Osimhen. What's the point here? Why? First of all, let me clarify that on Victor Osimhen's side, so on player side, player and agent, they are against a loan move with buy option. Then obligation to buy, guys, is not considered a loan. When you hear about loan with mandatory option, loan with obligation, it's considered in the football world as a permanent transfer. It's completely different story. But loan with obligation to buy is different from loan with buy option. In this case, mentioned as loan with buy option is something that the agent and the player don't want to consider today. Then what happens tomorrow, I don't know. I am not involved in the story, but today they don't want to consider a loan. Why? First of all, because Victor Osimhen has an intention to leave Napoli, not with the possibility to return there in 1 year if the buy option is not triggered. And second, the salary. The salary is a crucial part of the story. Victor Osimhen to go on loan to Napoli, from Napoli to Chelsea, will have to probably reduce his salary, because Napoli will never loan the player out and cover his salary. Would be something completely crazy for a top player like Victor Osimhen. So in this case, would be needed a contribution from the player to go on loan to Chelsea. But what I'm hearing is that Victor Osimhen is on a big salary at Napoli, in excess of 10 million euros net per season, is around 11 million euros net per season, and so he doesn't want to cut his salary. And with a loan, you are probably forced to do that. That's the situation, that's the story. Then, Napoli and Chelsea remain in contact for Romelu Lukaku. To involve Victor Osimhen, they say on player side, they need a different formula to the deal. Has to be a permanent transfer. But at the moment, it's still early stage of the discussion. In this moment, we can't say that the deal is going to be completed today, tonight, tomorrow. We are not at that stage. It's gonna take time, and it's not, trust me, something imminent. It's not something for today, it's not something for Wednesday, it's not something for Thursday. It will take time. to understand what happens with Victor Osimhen. So that's the point, that's the story. We will dive deep into it in the next days to understand how is the feeling, but it's just an exchange between Napoli and Chelsea, trying to understand what could be the solutions, but to involve the player, you need those conditions to be respected. This is the message on player side. Then guys,